Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, I'm back in the atmosphere. I like to think of my trips to view stargazing events as almost like a trip into space. See, when I was living in Seattle, I really missed this because when I was in Seattle, one of my favorite places to go was Vantage, Washington. The highway that connects it is I-90. And when you get to exit 62, that's when the sky really turns dark and you can see the Milky Way. Now, 62 miles just happens to be the Kármán line. So I used to think of that line as finally leaving Seattle. And I really miss that. And I would sometimes on the way out to stargazing events, I would count down from 10. You know, I'd be leaving my girlfriend's house, and we would both count down from 10 as I left. She didn't really like stargazing events, and so that was that. But unfortunately, I had a very rough re-entry into the atmosphere of Phoenix today. As I entered Phoenix, I remembered that, unfortunately, people here in Phoenix text and drive and get distracted while driving. I didn't get that vibe when I was in New Mexico. It might have been also that it was less populated, so the few people that were texting and driving weren't that big of a deal. They weren't going to run into anything. It could have been that as well. But as I re-entered Phoenix, it occurred to me that, people text and drive. I was on I-17 South. There was an officer on the shoulder of the road, so I pulled to the center lane, and I'm just about to pull back to the right lane when I noticed another car, or actually a red pickup truck. He didn't pull into the center lane, and I remember thinking, I hope the officer calls that in, and somebody pulls him over further down the road. Not a big deal. I looked and, okay, I turned on my turn signal. I'm just about to pull back, and I see that the truck had no intention of slowing down, so I pulled back and I looked at him to see what was going on, and he had this confused look, like he was just looking straight ahead and had no thoughts, no colors in his thought. And it dawned on me that he might have been daydreaming while driving, and that's another common distraction that I see a lot. If I had to name the three biggest distractions aside from texting, people daydream while they drive, they eat while driving, and they drive while they're really tired. And I tend not to do any of that because I've had bad experiences with all of that. I've gotten into car accidents mostly because of daydreaming while driving. The drowsy driving may have contributed to it, but mostly daydreaming. I haven't gotten into any eating-related accidents. The eating-related accidents happen to my body. I eat while I drive, and then I don't pay attention to how much I'm eating. But the thing I discovered, especially with daydreaming and driving, is that your daydream might last 10 seconds, 20 seconds at best. The fallout of a car accident often lasts months, if not years, right? And that's if you don't injure yourself, right? Or injure somebody else, right? It's a lot better to go somewhere and then sit down and then daydream, right? Or even park somewhere, right? And daydream about that if you need to, right? So many years ago, I was dating a distant cousin of Evelina Folenta, and we broke up in large part because, unfortunately, even though she was a cousin of Evelina Folenta, her sexuality was very different than that of hers. And she wanted children, and she was borderline addicted to sex, if you will. And we broke up. And then one day, a few months after we had broken up, I started daydreaming about, because I was on top of the, it was at the top of my game writing career. I was going to conferences every year, and I worried what would happen to my computer games after I died, or got burnt out writing them, or any number of things could happen that forces me out of the computer game arena, right? Like right now, I'm much more busier with my art and haven't really had much time to think about my computer games. At the time, and even still to this day, I still feel that way. I had just barely scratched the surface with my computer games, and it had dawned on me, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea to have children, and so that they could continue with my computer game legacy, right? So I was daydreaming while driving, and then I was driving a Honda Accord at the time. I was driving a Mitsubishi Lancer when some teenager rear-ended me because he won't confess it, but I guarantee he was distracted, because when he came out, he talked like he had 3 heads. And see, whatever he was doing, I don't know, because I don't want to get myself upset with that. I didn't want to get into road rage, so I didn't really ask him. But assuming he was texting, I don't know, he was texting his girlfriend, he was eating a fast food cheeseburger. You know, those pleasures last 10, 20 seconds. The fallout, he's probably still paying higher insurance premiums today, right? The fallout of dealing with buying a new car for both him and myself, right? Those things last months and years, right? Is it worth it? I mean, tell me a cheeseburger that you've ever had that was worth years of frustration to have, right? Tell me a text with a girl, or even a relationship with a girl that was worth years and years of frustration and increased premiums and fallout, right? And not to mention if you injure or kill somebody, right? Tell me a girl that you've ever dated that was worth killing for. I guess there are some people who can tell me that, but usually not, right? And certainly there's no food worth killing somebody for, right? Or injuring somebody for, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.